Visit OnTableTop.com and comment on all 3 days of the Flames of War Bootcamp to be in with a chance of winning one of 3 Flames of War bundles.
Hi everybody, I am back with Chris from Battlefront, and today we're having a look at the American Starter Force. So this is one of your big army bundles, yeah?
Yeah, this is the army deal for people that want to go really hard, really big into Flames of War, Late War Edition.
Yeah, sounds very American to me.
Absolutely, gung-ho all the way.
Okay, so as you can see from the front of the box, you get a ton of stuff in the box. We'll flip it over and we'll actually do a bit of a rundown. So we've got 5 M4 Shermans with 76 mils. We've got 2 M4 Shermans with 75 mils. 3 M7 Priests. 3 M10 Tank Destroyers. We've got 3 Stuarts. We've got a ton of infantry and some half-tracks. So this is everything a growing boy or girl needs to get into Flames of War.
It certainly is. 20 tanks, 14 gun teams. It's essentially a whole army right there in the box.
Right. Open it up.
Let's get in here. Let's get in here.
I'm going to let you do the digging. Okay, hang on. Before we even pull anything out, I want to show. Just look how tightly packed this box is.
I don't think that's going back in there. Not in the way that they've managed to get it in the warehouse.
I assume you have some packing gremlins who are just really good at it.
Yeah, we're going to have to bring some people with me next time. My whole luggage, eh? Right then, let's get it going. So that is your pile of goodness right there.
Now, one thing you get in here, which I quite like, is you get the branded Start Here booklet. So this is your gateway in. So it's going to run you through what you're building, how you're building it. It's got a little look at all the different variants up the top, just in case you want to get spicy with it.
Yep.
And then you've got your new army, nice little sheet here, and then on the back, a bit of a chat about what's next.
Certainly
I always
is.
like it whenever companies consider where a player should go after their first steps. Because sometimes I've got into games and I've hit that roadblock of, oh, where do I go from here?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're making it as easy as possible for people to add to their armies so they can start this off. Once they're getting involved, they know what units they want to take next, and everything will be ready to go for each release.
Yeah. Okay, let's start digging in. So first off, we've got some, I believe this is all American. Yes, it's all American infantry because it's the American box.
It's American box, yeah.
So let's jump right into it. So we've got some guys with bazookas, some with rifles. Is that a Sten?
He'll have an SMG, I believe, so that'll be the Thompson there.
Yeah. We've got mortar crew here, so always nice to have. They're very useful. We've got a nice little 30 cal here. We've got more riflemen, and we've got guys with bazookas. 2 sprues of the exact same stuff, I believe. I'm just going to line them up and double check for you. It helps if I line them up the correct direction.
Yep, so it should be the same sprue.
Everybody's the same.
Good. We've passed the first test then. And that is the basis of your rifle platoons for the American Army, or with the M3 half-tracks, it can make an armoured rifle platoon, of course.
Yes. Now, the half-track kits that you guys do are beautiful because you actually do the 2 variants that were made during the war.
Yes, that's right.
It was one of the cool things about the war was whenever they were actually looking for armored vehicles, they literally turned to the automotive industry and they started saying, okay, we're stopping making cars, we're making tanks and half-tracks.
Yep, off we go.
Yeah, so we've got main body here, we've got turret ring here, we've got the crew compartment here, we've got, I think this is a front bumper because I can see a winch line on here.
Yep.
You've got your track units here, you've got a little armor plate here, and then this is the part I was talking about. So the 2 companies that made this did it slightly different. So you'll notice the fenders are different and the rear of the vehicle is very slightly different, I think.
Yeah, I think it's maybe on the inside, I think it's slightly different.
Yes, so you can actually see the components here where it's different.
Yep.
You've got your tires, you've got your axle, and you've got 250 cals, a couple of 30 cals, I believe.
Yep.
And another component here. I actually have an interesting story for half-tracks.
Oh, go on then.
So John, his dad collects World War II vehicles.
Yep.
And they used to own a half-track. And I used to do reenactment with John. And he took me for a spin in the half-track one day at a show. So there's me up in the turret ring, hanging onto a 50 cal, bouncing around. This is great. John hits a bump.
Yeah.
And I get fired back into the turret ring. I thought I'd broken my back. I was like, no, John, he's up.
Solid steel behind you. Yeah,
Dude. So if you're ever in one of these, be careful. Although John has the best story because that particular half track, they took it out to one of the firing ranges out here, and they got to fire off war-issued rounds one time on a range that they were just getting rid of them, and they thought, you know what, let's bring it in, let's load it up, and let's have a go.
Yeah. That's reenactment to the next level, isn't it?
God, I was so jealous of him. I mean, like, I have fired a 50 cal off of a, what was it, a Hellcat?
Yep.
And that was fun because that day, it was basically end of the day, we had a half belt of ammunition left. The owner says, anybody want a blat? I'm the only one to put my hand up. So I get up, smiling away, get in front of it and just start chugging away. CEO runs up, stop, stop, stop. Oh crap, what gun safety have I forgot? No, it pulls out his camera.
Just take a photo of you going away at it. Brilliant.
This video, yeah. All right,
Brilliant.
so these, I believe, are the priests.
They are indeed, yep.
So we have, what is that component?
So that bit there is the main body of the top. It goes over the top, and then the priest body goes over the top of that.
I gotcha. All right, so we've got lower hull, middle hull, upper hull. We've then got side skirts, tracks, main gun, transmission, a couple of machine guns here, some stowage, and then the rear of the vehicle here. You've also got a little turret ring here and a spare wheel.
Yep.
The only time I have ever used these would actually be digitally when I was playing World of Tanks.
Okay,
I love playing in these because it was just hide in a bush, wait for someone to fire, and have them.
Absolutely. Well, M7 priests are going to come into their own with the D-Day American book for when we're attacking the beach, quite literally.
Yep.
Because obviously, as soon as they come off landing craft, they can go straight into action. They are self-propelled artillery. That's their job. Yeah. So you'll be definitely seeing quite a few armies with those, I believe.
All right. We have our standard Sherman sprue, which we have seen now. So lower hull, upper hull, transmission, rear of the vehicle, different transmission, gun mantlet, cupola, machine gun, main gun, stowage and turret peg, more stowage here, main gun here, lower turret, upper turret, tracks, side skirts, and another bit of the gun mantlet there.
Yep.
Whew. I need to disengage the Ace Ventura voice.
So obviously that's your 75mm Sherman, and then this bit is to make
this is our
the Shermans.
Sprue.
Yep.
So we've got upper hull, which then combines with the standard sprue, upper turret, lower turret, main gun, rear of the hull, another part of, what is it? That's the mantlet.
Yep.
And then we've got a hatch.
Yep.
So super simple to do the upgrades on it, but you can build it whichever way you prefer.
Yep, you certainly can. So that's 76 and 75mm covered in there for you.
We then have one of the cutest vehicles of the war.
Yep.
Stuart. I have actually stood beside one of these, and they are really dinky, super cute, and I kind of want one.
Drive to work every day in the commute.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we got spare track and stowage, which is going around your turret along here.
Yep.
We've got a little gun here, the teeny weeny, I think it's a 2-pounder this thing carries?
I think so, yeah. It's
or the American equivalent.
Yeah.
We've got back of the hull. We've got another bit of stowage here. We've got the turret itself. We've got your track sections. This is kind of cool because you've actually got a piece that goes onto the side of the turret that already has a 30 cal on it.
Yep.
Main gun. We've got a couple of components here. Now, what are these? Are these different fronts of the hulls for a different variant?
So yeah, you can have the M3 or the M5, and I think they might have snuck some bits for the M8 as well in here. So if you really want to, you can obviously upgrade it to an M8 Stuart as well.
Gotcha. We've then got the side skirts, gun mantlet, little hull-mounted machine gun, I think, more 30 cals, and your turret components here. These things are just cute as sin, and I'm very curious to see how they play on the tabletop.
Yeah, I mean, in my armored core, I've actually I've taken 5 of these.
Really?
They were that nice. I made 10, and each one's individually named. We've got Doris, we've got Amanda, we've got Betty. They're all great. Nice. They're all super cute.
See, I would go for like old comedians, so call one Charlie Chaplin, one Larry, one Charlie, and one Mo. All right, we then get our M10s, which we've seen before. So the M10, we get the upper hull, lower hull, rear of the hull, turret components, gun components, transmission components. These are the anti-ditching components.
Yep.
We then have some stowage. We have 2 turret pegs and a couple of 50 cals here. I do love the fact that you guys give extra machine guns just in case they break.
Yeah, because it does happen when they're in boxes and things, doesn't it?
Yep. We've then got some stowage, another lower part of a hull, 2 variant hull tops here.
Yep.
And then we've got 3 gun mantlets, 3 breeches, more stowage, and the tracks.
Yep. There's a lot of bits of kit on these sprues at the moment.
But wait, really... Johnny, there's more.
There certainly is.
So we get a lot. Oh, now what are these guys?
So these are for the priest. So these are the Americans that can stand in the back of the priest. One's loading, obviously, the ammunition into the breech itself, and then the other guy is sort of pulling the lever or shouting fire, and they stand in the back. So that's the soft plastic.
We then got some hard plastic stuff here. So we've got what appears to be some riflemen and specialist weapons.
Yep, so these are BARs for your armoured rifle teams and your NCOs. So these are essentially the upgrades for the basic rifle sprue. And you should have a couple of those in there that do that.
Tank commanders.
Yep.
More tank commanders. More tank commanders.
Yep.
More.
And then them ones there that are sitting down are for the back of the half tracks. So that's crew for the half tracks. And then you've also got the options for putting people standing up high, firing the gun on the on that turret ring you're talking about. So basically one of them is you with his nice bruise on his back.
Oh no, I was limping for the rest of the day. It was actually, I think, the first year I did reenactment with John.
Yeah.
And he actually gave me his Thompson to tote around for the day.
Oh, excellent.
So he did me up in full kit, and I was actually super surprised at just how heavy a Thompson submachine gun is.
Yeah.
It's a small weapon, but it's hefty.
Yeah, it's got a bit of chunk to it, hasn't it?
Yeah. Now, also, you're going to get all the unit cards and your transfers. I like the fact you guys do your transfers on blue, so I can actually see what I'm looking at a lot easier.
Yep.
You've got your main rulebook, and then you've got a quick start guide in here as well, just to get you up and running.
Absolutely.
Whew. You get a lot in this one.
You do. I'd say that's how big the box is. And the great thing about these army deals is you don't need to have a starter set to be able to play the game, as you can see with the quick start and the core rules.
Exactly.
I mean, it's nice to have the starter set and this because you can add to the starter set.
Yeah. But I mean, it's one of those things that I like because there are times I've came to a game where there's a 2-player starter set out there.
Yep.
My mate likes a faction. I don't like the other. With this, it doesn't matter who you're wanting to fight against who, you can just do it.
Absolutely. And there is 4 main army deals. We've got obviously the Americans we've just looked at.
Yeah.
I guess in other videos it'd be good to go through the other ones. We've got British, Soviet and German.
Yeah.
And there's just such a plethora of kit out there at the moment that we're really enjoying, putting these together as well.
Right. Well, I'll let you know which one I'm tempted by whenever we get there. So I'll make everybody wait for that one. But everybody, I'll tell you what, drop your comments in below. Tell us, what do you think of the American starter force for Flames of War 4th? It looks like a great way to get in. You're getting lots of armored support in there. Are you someone who is maybe going to take this and then expand it into a nice, big, chunky force with more and more tanks? Or do you want to throw some infantry in there whenever you expand? We'll move on. We'll see you again soon.
Visit OnTableTop.com and comment on all 3 days of the Flames of War bootcamp to be in with a chance of winning one of 3 Flames of War bundles.